Good midnight everyone, welcome back to your beloved drawback chess speedrun. Today we are climbing over 4200 rating points, absolutely out of this world, no one has ever reached this rating before me. Let's go. Pack mentality. Your pieces must move to squares adjacent to another one of your pieces. Absolutely horrifying. But this is not the first time I've gotten this drawback. I have played this game before. Reveal drawback to opponent. D3. My opponent counter revealed, modest, you lose if you have more pieces than your opponent. And I'll say we have a completely fair and crazy game. D5. E4. Okay, let me explain the situation so you can understand. My opponent's drawback just basically forbids him from making the first capture, so as long as I don't make any captures, he also must not make any captures. But before you are about to say I am going to easily win this game, my drawback pretty much says that I can only capture his king if I have already had another piece next to the king. But in order to have that piece safely put next to his king, I must already be defending that piece with another piece next to it. And that mentioned piece also has to be defended by another piece next to it, and so on and so on. Which is pretty much practically impossible. Therefore I can already see none of us can make any progress whatsoever after the opening phase of this game. E6. F4. I'll try to expand as much as possible. Knight C6. H3. Maybe I can provoke Queen H4 check. There we go. G3. Please take that pawn. Never mind. F5. This is so hopeless. For me. And for him. Knight F6. Knight F3. Bishop C5. Aha. He's threatening Bishop F2 check, which doesn't require a capture. D4. Bishop back. There is a hole in the center, and my OCD just doesn't allow me to leave that empty. Castle. Bishop G5. Bishop D7. Queen H5. Oh no, my woman. He doesn't care. Knight G6. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the furthest I can go. Maybe I'll have to try expanding the other side of the board as well. A4. A3. E5. B4. What kind of game is this? Bishop E6. Bishop B5. Rook E8. C4. Knight A4. Aha. It seems he wants Knight B3 infiltrating my territory, and since I'm also trying to infiltrate his territory, it is quite unavoidable that he can also have some counter-attacks. I will let that happen. Knight B3. Doesn't matter, at the end of the day, he cannot capture anything anyway. Knight C3. Bishop C6, Knight B5, Knight D6, Knight E7 seems like a great continuation. King H8. His king is colored in red, and yet there is nothing I can do. Why? Well anyway, second game, let's go. Covering fire, you can only capture a piece if you could capture it two different ways. Absolutely impossible. Reveal drawback to opponent. E4. This is pretty much impossible to win by capturing king. I'll try to break down my opponent's drawback. D5. Okay, so he knows I cannot capture the pawn. E5. Now I already regret pushing E4 in the first place. Knight C6. Bishop B5. He actually can take that pawn though, but maybe he doesn't know that. He doesn't. Okay, now he is making it very clear that he wants to take that pawn, but I cannot capture his knight due to my drawback. So we may as well just sacrifice the pawn. At least that opened up the king. D3. Knight C6. Bishop G5. This is really bad. I haven't seen a single weird move yet to even take a guess of his drawback. Knight g4. Knight takes f2 is very lethal. Knight h3. 2 pieces defending f2. If he takes I can recapture. e5. f3. Knight e3. I did not even see that. Queen e2. This horsey is going to destroy my entire board. Bishop takes h3. Aha. So it seems he didn't see that I already had a bishop attacking his knight from behind, and with 2 pieces attacking it, queen takes e3. e6. His queen is attacking my bishop on the exact same diagonal. I have to defend it. Queen takes g5. For a very short moment there I was so happy that he blundered his queen. It turned out that even though I had 2 defenders over the g5 square, only one of them could make the capture. So I actually couldn't even take that queen. Queen takes h3 instead. He's coming. Okay, last ditch effort. After all those moves, I still don't even have a single clue as to what his drawback is. But there is still one thing I still haven't tried yet. A check. Didn't work. I cannot take his king due to my drawback. But he can take mine. Queen e1 is checkmate in 1 by the way. g6. Aha. Finally. This has to be the first sign of his drawback, because there is physically no way he would just casually ignore my king and go for my queen instead. That check from my queen works. Queen g7. I'll try to infiltrate. Never mind. Resignation. Your opponent's drawback was leveling up. You can't capture a piece until you've captured its predecessor in the list. Okay, that is actually pretty difficult. Great job winning the game even though mine is just totally ridiculous. Final game, let's go. Botez Gambit. At the start of turn 11, you must not have a queen, and your opponent must have a queen. I'll win within 10 moves. Reveal drawback to opponent. e4. b6. My opponent counter revealed. Noblesse oblige. Your royal pieces can only capture other royal pieces. I win. Bishop c4. Threatening bishop takes f7 checkmate in 1. Bishop e7. That blunders a king very quickly. Bishop takes f7. Checkmate in 1. e6. Kaboom. That was quick. I wanted to play a couple more moves to make it longer but I got worried that I might run out of moves. But anyway, 2 wins and 1 loss. Drawback chess speed run today. 100% win rate.